Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Today we are going to study Al-Abrar in Quran. Al-Abrar occurs 6 times in Quran. At the end of Surah 3, there are beautiful supplications. Rabbana faghfir lana zunubana wa tawaffana ma'al abrar, and make us die along with Al-Abrar. 3198. Those with taqwa will have Jannat, and with Allah is better for Al-Abrar. So what could be better than Jannat, and who are Al-Abrar? Indeed, Al-Abrar are in a blessed state. Al-Abrar comes from the root barara. This root carries the meaning of land, firm ground, earth, extensiveness, kindness or khair, devotion, standing by oaths, and journeying through land. So let's postulate that Al-Abrar are firmly grounded in guidance and scripture. They are devoted and diligently journeying through it. They derive their virtues, oaths, and khair from it, and they stand by it. In 244, أَتَأْمُرُونَ النَّاسَ بِالْبِرِّ, do you command people to al-birr? وَأَنْتُمْ تَتْلُونَ الْكِتَابَ أَفَلَا تَعْقِلُونَ. So al-birr is associated with reading the kitab or scripture, using reason or intellect and fulfilling it, putting it in practice. In Surah 80, Kiramin Barara, noble and devoted, to Suhuf and Tazkira, devotion to scripts and reminders. In Surah 76, Allah gives a concise description of Al-Abrar. Yufuna bin Nazr, they fulfill their oaths, and they nourish over their love for it. Ala hubbihi, the miskin, the lowly, the yatim, the orphan without support, and the asir, captive. And they say, we nourish you only for the sake of Allah. We do not desire from you any compensation or gratitude. We fear from our Rabb a frowning, distressful day. Abusa. So let's journey in the Quran to see where do Al-Abrar get these virtues from and how do they know to say these specific things. 392. You will not attain al-bir until you give from what you love. Mimma tuhibbun ala hubbihi. 2177. The phrase ala hubbihi occurs twice in the Quran. Once in 76.8 where Allah is giving the description of al-abrar, and once in 2177 where Allah is giving the definition of al-bir. Al-bir is not turning your faces towards the east and the west, so it is not a ritual. But al-bir is he who believes in Allah, who gives money over their love for it to the orphans and to the lowly and to the captives, and fulfill their promise, and these are the muttaqoon. In Surah 26, we notice a repeating ayah, وَمَا أَسْأَلُكُمْ عَلَيْهِ مِنْ أَجْرٍ إِنْ أَجْرِيَ إِلَّا عَلَى رَبِّ الْعَالَمِينَ. I do not ask you for any compensation for this. My compensation is only from the Rabb of the worlds. This ayah occurs 5 times in Surah 26 by Nuh, Hud, Saleh, Lut, and Shoaib alayhi salam. Nuh repeats this phrasing in 1072 and 1129 and Hud in 1151. In 690, Allah is telling the Messenger alayhi salam, referring to the previous messengers, those are they whom Allah has guided, so follow their guidance. And right after that, the first command that Allah gives is قُلْ لَا أَسْأَلُكُمْ عَلَيْهِ أَجْرًا. I do not ask you for any compensation. Subhanallah. This command is then repeated 4 times and then confirmed 3 times more. In Surah 36, follow those who do not ask you for any compensation, and those are guided. So now we know that Al-Abrar follow this important sunnah of the messengers and a command by Allah. In Surah 92, he who gives his money to become pure, seeking no favor in return, only seeking the outlook of his Rabb the Most High. That brings us to 7610. We dread from our Rabb a frowning, distressful day. The root abasa occurs only 3 times in the Quran, and it carries the meaning of frowning, stern, or distressful. In Surah 74, Allah is mentioning an al-insan who is stubborn towards his revelation. Summa abasa wa basara. Then he frowned and whined. Then he turned back and was proud. In Surah 80, abasa wa tawalla. He frowned and turned away. In both surahs, Allah uses the word qutila, very strong words. In Surah 74, the frowning happens when khair was offered to a person. And in Surah 80, the frowning happened when khair was required of a person. So Al-Abrar know that if they frown regarding khair, they may see a frowning day from their Rabb. Al-Barr is also a divine attribute. 83:18, the record of Al-Abrar is in Aliyeen, elevation. Al-Abrar serve others, put themselves below others, so their book is in elevations. And they share blessings, so they are in a blessed state. Thank you for listening. Salamun alaikum.